kind of is our job, but nobody ever really wants. Eventually, you're gonna have to play against the #1 seed, right? If you want to make it to the grand finals, if you want to take the top spot, you're gonna have to play True Abusers at some point, unless they absolutely throw. Well, I guess maybe not like absolutely throw, but maybe if they get bricked before the match, like TheJoker may have been doing. But anyway, we got slop, kittens. What a weird name. We're just gonna call them slop.
I mean, we'll just call them slops, kittens for now. Slop, of course, the leader of the
I was
team.
about to say the kittens.
Slop or the kittens.
Which is objectively
well, we have to call Slop
adorable.
Slop, and so does that mean Lyarri is kitten 1 and Leon is kitten 2? Like, is that like how do we decide? How do we differentiate between those two right there?
All right. Well, my vote is going to be we're just going to call them by their names, partially because Lyarri is one of my favorite names in the scene, personally.
Fair.
But yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about the draft now, I suppose.
I guess.
We did see a Juliet ban. We also saw a Jakar ban. Yeah, I'm a bit curious about that one. We're going to see Slop in the goalie as IME. It's something we don't always get the pleasure of seeing. So I am quite pleased with that. We're going to get the Awakenings up on the board here. It's, whoa! It's adrenaline rush for pretty much everybody except for Slop. Oh boy, that's going to be an interesting one.
All the forwards go for the Siphoning Wand in this one. Maybe because we are playing on this map that has the speed boost in the center, so stuff like the momentum boots maybe isn't quite as necessary. Having that extra damage is much, much better as we get into the first game of these winners semifinals now, and immediately the Joker's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, well, we saw somebody say that Joker was getting bricked before the match, and they just been bricked now by Leon. Straight off the side, and that's a wonderful strike war win. Lyarri takes #1 here.
Just really nice job from the side of Slop's Kittens, finding themselves the opening in Joker getting chunked down and taken out early on in the fight, and just really expanding on that striker advantage.
We do, of course. Probably should have had a little bit of conversation about SuRpLu5 Esports on the other side. I think something oh my god, Leo! That's just not okay! Oh, and that's a double barrier here on Night Market. That does happen! The turret from all the way across the field!
Wow!
Come on, give me some time! I'm trying to tell a story here! What the hell?
Joker is getting bullied right now. It's so fast you don't have the time to tell your stories. You can't get a single sentence out before Joker is dead. The only player on the field still sitting at level 1.
Yeah, I was about to say, it would be quite ridiculous, I want to say, if we still see Joker at level 1 by the time set #2 rolls around. They will get that shield barrier. They'll actually get 2. Hang on a second, trying to dribble it over to themselves, and they use the ultimate alongside the passive, and they make it happen.
Well, maybe there's a reason why they were targeting the Joker so hard, because the second that he got free, was able to just single-handedly carry that matchup, and feels like we have been playing for less than a minute. We already have 3 goals on the board. A very fast-paced match so far, Squidd.
This reminds me of round 2 a little bit and how fast it went, although it's a little bit more competitive. Joker, again, having some challenging times. Supernova and Leon combine, and now they've both got the adrenaline rush. Excuse me. Corthlevely pops and make that 2 now. It won't actually achieve a whole lot. PuffyFps is looking a little bit worse for wear. XenoGemini also low on stagger, but they do manage to hold it off.
Yeah, just long enough. I think if they had gone for another extra second or so, Puffy or Xeno might have gone down, and then they would have been in a whole host of trouble. And now the striker advantage goes towards SuRpLu5 Esports, trying to bring themselves back from an 0-2 deficit, and the turret is going to take down one of the goal barriers, so it is 1 goal barrier from each side. Slop uses the turret on their side to keep it alive for the moment, but now that special is no longer available.
Leon, I think they actually sniped a little bit of an assist on that KO, so now they've got 2 adrenaline rushes up. Will they be able to capitalize? It's already gone, and oh, the glitch pop is just not enough. What is that? Come on, Odyssey, give it to him. I thought Xeno had it. But
wow.
No, and they get with the Atlas thumbs up. That was a valiant effort at the very least, but it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, it was a great effort, but very well done as we get into our first draft of the set here of what is going to be a very fast-paced set, a very quick set. Yeah, we see Twin Drive.
There we go, it's prime time.
Yes, there it is. Immediately, the Zentaros getting first pick is also really interesting here because those are kind of the main strikers, and Joker was getting focused down really hard, so I believe, yes, getting the stagger swagger, understanding that you're getting chunked down and focused very quickly and saying, hey, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna get punished for it.
Yeah, it seems like every Awakening pick that we saw there was realistically fight-focused, and the only one that didn't provide a specific, I think, boost to the combat potential is Stagger Swagger, but even then you could argue that the speed boost is doing exactly that. And already, oh my goodness, it's like HP shouldn't even be a thing in this game because everybody's having a hard time right about now. Lyarri puts Puffy and Xeno both here in the staggered state. Joker's not having a great go of it either. Things are getting challenging. The power core takes one, takes two. Lyarri, what in the world is that? They almost had Puffy too there if not for the goal.
Yeah, I was gonna say that power core was absolutely on target to take out Lyarri. We could have easily seen a triple kill from that Vice player. Lyarri, who got runner-up in the Primetime #1, is looking to go on a rampage to get back there.
Yeah, I feel like we need some of those like classic voice lines that we've seen in other games. We'll be honest, Joker, they're going at it. Lyarri gets in the mix. They'll take Joker out of the play, but they have to go elusive to avoid being taken themselves. Leon also now incredibly low on HP. Puffy taking loads of damage. The shield barriers falling left and right. It feels like nobody's even paying attention to them. It's all about taking out players. Lyarri is shown off the side now. Leon, worse for wear yet again. Puffy is staggered for what seems like the umpteenth time on this match. What in the world is going on?
This is just an all-out brawl. The teams are almost not even paying attention to the core at all to focus on trying to take each other out instead. And Leon, even while staggered, had the bravery to just push in there, get that dash going, and just slam it in. It is 2-0 now, Slop's Kittens.
It was a solo play there for Leon. It didn't really feel... It's ironic, right? You know, the very end of the play doesn't feel like it was building up from the Chaos. Joker's waiting for that to pop, actually, I believe, to try to go for the KO. They took a load of damage for that Supernova. They didn't even punish Lyarri. I guess they got a shield barrier for it, so the ends justify the means. Lyarri very lucky to not go down 3 times in succession. What in the world? Make it 4! Xeno can't put him away with the glitch pop, and now there's a lot of abilities on cooldown. Lyarri, what? How much did you have to pay the devs? I don't get it.
Lyarri simply should not be alive right now. Still staggered, still getting bounced around by the Joker, but managing to stay alive, managing to stay on the field just long enough to get all of the goals down. And what a nice delayed hit from Leon, even after the core flip came through, won that 50-50. And that is a 3-0 win for Slop's Kittens, now going up 2-0 in set. Squidd, this is a best of 1, and we are on match point, it feels like in 5 minutes.
Heavy Impact first one on offer as well. Specialized training. Surely going to come up afterwards. Surely it's going to come up afterwards, and there it is. You want that Supernova to be absolutely devastating. Tempo swing, again, another fight-focused awakening there. The 2 IME goalies feel like they have been absolutely pointless in this game so far, just because of how little of an impact they've actually been able to have as goalies. We've seen a couple of quality glitch pop plays, but Slop and Xeno, you can see they're being left behind in levels just a little bit here, and it's for obvious reasons. It's been all about getting the KOs and just pushing raw advantage with the adrenaline rush.
Yeah, I know. You're really using your turrets a lot more offensively than defensively right now, as we saw Slop do right then. Able to get both of the goal barriers down immediately, and the speed boost for the core is going to make this even more difficult to defend.
But Xeno is getting bullied out. They had to go all the way into the midfield. Both shield barriers down, as he mentioned. Oh my goodness, there goes Xeno! Puffy's gone! It's a double KO and the goal for Leon. Wow. This is brutal.
We have to go back to the very beginning here, where we saw Juliet and Drakkar get banned. It was a very striker-focused banning at the very start, and it has forced both the TheJoker and Leon to go onto Zentaros and figure out who is better at it. As of right now, Leon is owning this matchup.
Joker's being pressured. Even a glitch pop from the Slop. They're trying to get involved. A double barrier taken down now. Xeno, the only one left standing. It'll be 1 second to return, but it's not going to be enough. The full ace. Slop takes credit, and the goal as well with the glitch pop. 2-0, and you could not ask for more dominance right about now.
I think that's the first ace I've ever casted over. What an incredible job from Slop, and honestly, the entire Slop's Kittens crew. Again, this is a best of 1, and all of a sudden, SuRpLu5 Esports, the #2 seed, find themselves on the brink of dropping to losers.
Just the amount of yellow and red that I've seen on the health bars so far this game is mind-boggling. It has just been so much combat you see people talking a lot about like, hey, you know, in the lower ranks, you gotta stop focusing on taking out enemy strikers. You gotta actually play for the shield bearers, but it really does not feel like that's the case this time around. Finally an advantage, potentially, for SuRpLu5 Esports to try to push, but can they take advantage of it is the real question. Joker not gonna be able to keep that one of his own. Puffy also being pushed back. Glitch pop alongside the turret will put it back in the SuRpLu5 half, but only for a moment. Finally, we see a little bit of a lengthy volley in this set.
Yeah, I know. The sound wave from Puffy is going to zone people away for a little bit. XenoGemini does have the core flip available if you need to use it, and you probably will soon with the overtime getting triggered. And some nice defense from Slop, but now Slop is the only person from kittens left on the board. You don't have any kittens left. It is just you now waiting for Leolion to get back on the field, and a 2v3, a nice defense, but Slop cannot keep it up for too long.
Keep the dream alive, boys. SuRpLu5 Esports forever. It's 1-2 on match point against here. XenoGemini does have a core flip available, but realistically speaking, resources feel like it doesn't matter if you have something to work with or not. It's not gonna matter at the end of the day. Joker immediately getting hurt quite a bit there. They do almost go off the side. Leon tries to push that one in as well, but it doesn't quite work out for them. They got one shield barrier. They're looking to close this one out here, and now lyarri taking loads of damage on the back end. Glitch pop is thrown out, but it's not enough to defend the net, and lyarri does end up being shown off the side.
Once again, the aggression from SuRpLu5 Esports. It hasn't worked out very much up to this point, but now we're finally starting to see it once again. Slop by themselves and caught looking on the left side of the goal. And all of a sudden, SuRpLu5 Esports, they're winning these brawls, they're winning these 1v1s, up 2-2 in set number 3.
Get energy in the chat, boys. If you want to see SuRpLu5 Esports make it 4 sets, or maybe even 5, you know, you've got to get in the chat. You got to start supporting your boys. We saw the core flip there just a moment ago, popped by XenoGemini in order to avoid a load of damage from that Thunderstruck. Speaking of Supernova, oh my goodness, that's a huge mix-up. Leon and lyarri both completely staggered right about now. They're going to get targeted. The glitch pop's not enough to push them off the side. Thunderstruck takes one. lyarri with the Supernova, trying to mix up the opposing side as well. It ends up being a shield bearer on their own end, though. We're still loads of time left from OT, so they can't count on that core to start speeding up. But so much damage being done on either side. Still, though, the shield barrier is completely open. Puffy being shown off the map now. 12 seconds of a man disadvantage. Can they make this defense? No, the power core is enough for the second strike, and it will be a shutdown here. Oh my goodness, dividing.
The second that we had the player advantage, consistently, Slop's kittens were able to, with all of this stuff, I had to mess up at some point. Slop's kittens were able to capitalize on the player advantage consistently throughout that entire match. It was incredibly well done, and I think it all just goes back to the very start of the match here, Squidd, when Juliet and Drakkar were taken out. It forced both of these teams onto basically the exact, is the exact same comp. And it all came down to who was more prepared to play this than Taro and Vite and Amy, and my goodness, Slop's kittens were just way more prepared to run this setup.